Hello everyone, I hope everyone has an amazing day. In today's episode we're gonna create this cool calculator using vanilla JavaScript. It's very easy to build it. As you can see here we have our display screen and we have this button section which is created with vanilla JavaScript. It's not hard-coded inside our HTML file. We're gonna see it. It's very easy to create it. We have here the buttons. And as soon as we click each button, it's displayed inside the screen. We can do some math here. We're going to multiply the 78 times 6. And when we are clicking our equal button, it's going to give the result. We're going to use the eval method, which is very easy to use. It will create the magic for us and display inside the screen. We have here also the clear button. It's very cool. So without any further ado, let's jump inside our build and see how we can create this nice and cool calculator. See you! So let's create our first elements, which will be our index.html, style.css and app.js in order to write some JavaScript codes inside. Okay, we are here in VS Code and let's create our first index.html file. HTML. Indexed, of course, index.html file. Okay, we've created. Let's create our style.css file. We're always in a present folder which we created for VS Code. It's calculator YouTube English, of course. And our last file will be our app.js. Okay. Let's connect everything together. I'm coming inside my index.html file and exclamation mark and tab. And I've created the basic HTML elements inside our index.html file. Okay, I'm not going to repeat it every time. I'm going to give a title here. I'm going to name it calculator. I'm going to name it basic calculator because it's very basic and nothing else. Very special. Let's link our style.css file. That's great. Let's also link our app.js file inside our body part. I say script, source here, and always I connect like this. We're done? Not yet. We have a little bit more work. I'm going to create a div named calculator. Calculator inside my body element, which we're gonna display in the screen. Here I'm gonna create two divs which are gonna be displayed in flex direction and column, for especially flex and column direction. Okay, I'm gonna make the display div, which are screen, calculation screen, and I'm gonna create also the button section in order to put our buttons, which I'm gonna create not here static, but in my app.js file dynamically. Okay, I'm leaving it blank here. I press save and I'm gonna open it now with live server and put it to the side. Okay, this is our calculator, how it looks. It's very ugly. Let's style a little bit the user interface and see how it looks like. We're going inside my style.css file and let's style it. Okay, I do the asterisk, which will be applied for my each element, every element inside my index. In my index.html file. I say margin 0. Let's create also the padding section for each element and box sizing, border box, in order to prevent any leakages through my through my website. Okay. What else we have here? We have the body section. Let's write body. and continue. Okay, body, main height 100 view height, 100 height. Background, I'm gonna style it a little bit with linear gradient. I'm gonna say R, red, green, and blue, and A, which is will be black totally, and 0.8. And I'm gonna give also the RGBA for black again. And for this particular part, I'm gonna do it for 0.0. Everything like this. Let's grab our calculator div here. Calculator div. For our calculator, we are saying position absolute in order to style to position it a little bit. I'm going to say left 50% and top 50%, and I'm going to give some transform and translate for 50% and minus 50% for both X and Y axes. I'm going to say also, let's close this up. I'm going to give also the padding of 0.4 rem. Okay, not comma but 0 dot. Okay, what else? We have display flex, as I mentioned in the beginning. We have the flex direction of column. We have also the justify content center. Justify content center. Align item center, as always. I'm gonna give also the width of how much we have here, 150 pixels. That's great. I'm gonna give also some height. I'm gonna give the height of 200 pixels, and I'm gonna give the border of 1 pixel solid black. Okay, I'm gonna give also some, let's save it. Nothing happened. Maybe we name it calculator. That's why calculator. Yeah, everything work. And also display, not display. Also I fixed that. That's great. I'm gonna give also some border radius here of 10 pixels. Okay, 10 pixels. That's great. Let's style a little bit the display section. I'm gonna say display. Okay, let's give the width of 5 pixels for the display, and the min height 25 pixels. Let's do it a little bit up in order to be seen better. Border radius, border, excuse me, not border radius, border of 1 pixel solid RGBA 0.0.2 for the alpha value. That's great, but not at the as I want to be mentioned. I'm gonna give the background of gray, I'm gonna give the font color of black. That's great. Text align. I'm gonna say and, because as you know, on calculators, when you are typing something, it types from the right side and going to the left, all the way to the left side. Okay. Not finished yet. We are styling it. We're gonna give the padding of 0 for above and below, and 0.0 from right and left section. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna give also the font size. I'm gonna give some bigger font size for this section, 1.2 rem. Okay. Our fonts became bigger. Let's style for the buttons, which I'm gonna add it dynamically on runtime with JavaScript. Don't worry. For the time being, nothing to be seen visually on in user interface, because we didn't add the buttons. But as soon as we are gonna add the buttons, everything will be positioned at the place it should be. We give the display of grid template columns. I'm gonna say repeat four buttons for each row and 30 pixel wide. Other than that, it's gonna create it for in the new row as soon as we hit the 30 pixels, and 4 buttons in a row, in a single row, of course. Let's also mention the buttons, which we're gonna create it inside our section here. I'm gonna give also, as I said, the height of 30 pixels. Width, it's gonna be 30 pixels once again. And font size, this sound makes me crazy, the annoying sound. I don't know what happened on OBS Studio. I'm gonna find it after I finish this video. I'm sorry for the noise, or which is keep going, clipping sound like that, cursor pointer. Okay, I finished the style.css part, and we're gonna continue with our app.js section. Stay tuned, let's go. Let's program our app.js file. I say const here, and we're gonna grab the button section. We're gonna say document.query selector, and it's gonna be the buttons class name. I'm gonna grab also the display section. We're gonna say once again document.query selector. I'm gonna grab here the display section. Okay, and also I'm gonna create now here an array of button array. I'm gonna name it buttons array, and here in this array, not like this. Okay, I'm gonna put my numeric pad keyboard pattern like this. If you look your numeric keypad, you're gonna see which goes from the above 7, 0, 8, 9, and divide section, 4, 5, 6, and multiple section, 1, 2, 3, plus section, etc. like this. It's not exactly the same. We have the dot, the minus, and equal, and the clear button here. Okay. Not the same, but the similar. Let's also create another variable of empty array, which I'm gonna name it values. This array will be responsible for each button I click inside my calculator. It's gonna put it inside the array, and it's gonna push it inside the array. And after that, we're gonna make the calculation with the eval function. It's gonna be okay, don't worry. I'm gonna create here the clean value section. Don't worry, I'm gonna explain you what will be responsible for this tutorial. Here I'm gonna create a loop for let a equals to 0 and a value is minus, it's less than buttons array dot length. Okay, I'm gonna increase the value by 1. Open the nice curly brackets here. Let's create control. Let button. I'm gonna create a control name button. Document dot create element. What we want to create, a button, obviously, right? Okay. Here I'm gonna get the button. We'll say text content. What we have here, what was our array? It was button array, buttons array. I'm gonna grab the a character inside my array. Okay, and then in buttons I'm gonna say append child the button. Let's save. And as you can see, we've created our button sections very easily without any crowding in our display or button section with doing or hard-coded like this stuff. It's very easy, right? Okay, let's continue our build. After that we have to grab all the buttons that we create inside our button sections. How we can do that? Calculator buttons, calc buttons. I'm going to say document. Okay, document. Dot query selector all. And grab the buttons class, and inside that, and grab all the button that I've created. Okay, let's do our for each section. Calc buttons, and say for each. I'm gonna grab each item. I'm gonna do an array function here. Let's create a click event for each element. Item dot add event listener. I'm gonna say click event. I'm gonna get an event for each button that I've created that I've clicked, and I'm gonna console log it. Okay, e.target .text content. Okay, save it. Press F12 in order to open our console log window. 0, 1. You can see equal section. Everything is easily detectable. Okay, as you can see here in console log window. Clear that. For this particular section, I'm gonna create a function for that. I don't want to call anything inside this click method. I'm gonna say calculate array. Calculate array. And out of this, for each section, I'm gonna create independent method. I'm gonna name it as I mentioned on above, calculate array. I'm gonna say equal. I'm gonna get a value. It's gonna be an arrow function. That's great. So let's create our first if statement, which is gonna be if the value equals with the clear button. Okay. First, I'm gonna clean all the values. I'm gonna reset the array of values. Secondly, I'm gonna say display text content. It's gonna equal to 0. And then I say return. Don't go any further down and cause any problem. That was our clear button. For our second if else statement, it's gonna be if the value, excuse me, is not equal to equal button, do what? And here I'm going to create the else statement if it's not equal to my equal button. If it's not equal, I'm going to say values dot push value. I'm going to push each value that I've created, and then I say display text content, display my values. Okay, let's do. I say 1, 0, say clear, everything is cleared. But did you notice something? When I press 1, 2, 3, everything is divided, it's separated with comma. But how we can rid of this problem? Because this is a problem, okay? We cannot use a calculator like this. We cannot do any evil equalization method or calculation method with these commas. As I mentioned at the above, here we create a variable and name it clean values, and we didn't mention any value for that. We're gonna use it right here. I'm gonna say clean values equals to values, and I'm gonna say join, get rid of each comma and display inside my screen. And now instead of this, we're gonna say clean values. Okay, our display now is more readable, it's better. We can do many things here, but nothing's happened when we are clicking our equal button. Let's do also this and close the video. Make it 0. I'm coming to my else statement. I'm gonna create a variable, name it result. And then I'm gonna say here eval. I'm gonna open the parentheses, clean values, make the calculation, do all the magic for me, and then display it inside my screen. Text content result. And after that, I say clean the values array and make it to the initial state, how it was at the beginning. Let's do some math. 7 times 7 equal to 49. That's great. 0.2 plus 0.3, which means 0.2 plus 0.6 equals to 0.8. 9 divided to 9 equals to 1. Yeah, that's great, right? Ah, very cool. Very easy and very readable and very understandable. It's very basic vanilla JavaScript for every student or every man who is every human being who is interested in the JavaScript environment. Thanks for watching me, everyone. That was the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please press the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe in order to see more future contents. Until then, be safe, write a lot of code, and train yourself. don't let yourself down, okay? Because it's very important. Don't forget it. Thanks for watching me. I'm gonna do some more math here. 10 plus 10 equals 20. 3 minus 6 equals to minus 3. That's great. Okay, people. Until the next time, be safe. Bye bye. I love you all. I kiss you.